Very rarely do melody, production, lyrics, and structure actually come together into a great tune on this album. Really, I'm feeling a strong 3 to a light 4 on this thing, with Charli then encouraging listeners to don't think twice, live your life, do what feels right. And while that mantra does stick in my head, I'm sad to say the rest of this record doesn't. I am feeling a light to decent 5 on this one. Still enjoying hearing Charli work with the PC Music Camp. I'm still enjoying what she's doing with her sound on these records. But I can't help but feel like we haven't quite heard Charli XCX with this sound fully realized yet. Like we have something bigger and better and more ambitious and more gargantuan coming down the pipe. So while I am crossing my fingers for that, I am still enjoying Pop 2 as is. I'm feeling a light to decent 7 on this thing. Again, not surprised to hear her move in a more accessible direction with this over here. And hopefully Number One Angel brings her closer to coming out with an album very soon that is able to successfully balance her wishes to write these pop tunes, write these pop anthems, but maybe with lyrics that bite a little harder, a little more memorable, and backing all of this up with the unique production that PC Music continues to provide. I'm feeling a decent to strong 7 on this thing. And Charli XCX, it's almost like she's being driven to do something a little more interesting, a little more risky, really challenging her listeners on this project to hear out some very odd production. My only huge complaint is really that I want more. I like this collection of tracks a lot. I'm feeling a decent strong 8 on this thing. So far, I think it is the best music I have heard this year in terms of reflecting on this quarantine, this pandemic, this situation that we're currently in, and the emotional and mental toll that it may be taking on many people. Feeling a light to decent 8 on this one. Look, I'm not going to argue that this is the most cutting edge thing that's happening in music across the board right now. That's not my argument. What I'm saying is I'm impressed with how well performed, well produced, sweet, catchy, and enjoyable this project is, while simultaneously, in a very creative way, working in some of those futuristic and forward-thinking elements to add a bit of edge, add a bit of flair. To me, that is what Charli does well here, so impeccably well. In fact, I would say she killed it. There were a few tracks that, yes, I think could have been better with some very small changes, but for the most part, I was very impressed with this from front to back. Feeling a decent to strong 9 on this one. More importantly, what I think the production does on this album is that it serves the songs. It's sweet when it needs to be, it's dynamic when it needs to be, it's low-key or explosive when it needs to be, and there's still a very clear and consistent aesthetic focus on the entire album that centers around a certain era of pop and dance music. So I'm not necessarily disappointed with this record not being as ahead of the curve as a project like Charli, for example, especially considering that Charli XCX copycats these days are abound. The impact that people like her and AG and Sophie have had on the modern era of pop music is not going anywhere anytime soon. And it's with that I say I loved Brat, killer album, and I think that this record proves that Charli truly is a generational pop artist, which is why I'm feeling a strong 9 to a 10 on this LP. Transition.
Have you given these albums a listen? Did you love them? Did you hate them? How would you rank them? You're the best, you're the best. What should I make next? Hit you like if you like. Please don't cry and please subscribe. Hit the bell as well. Over here on the screen are some other videos that I've made. I don't know why I'm doing this. This is incredibly embarrassing. And I'll probably regret it later. Get me to 10 subscribers, please. Goodbye.